Good evening, I'm Gabriel Porras in Stockton. Thank you for joining us this evening as we update you on our second update of the evening for our Decision 2020 coverage with live local results on our local races. I'm going to put up the screen right now to show you where the race currently stands. 35.7% of votes have been counted so far. That is the same result that we saw around 8:30 when the Registrar of Voters Office put out their results. I'm going to refresh this right now to see if we have anything new. Okay, there you go again. So no new updates so far in the races. 35.7% voters counted so far. These are vote by mail and in-person results so far. So what we were told initially was that at around 9 o'clock is when we would see, obviously, all vote by mail ballots that had already been received in the past few days go towards this count, but also this is supposed to include in-person voting, people who voted between Friday and Monday in San Joaquin County, not including people who voted in person today. But obviously, since our last update, which was just a few moments ago, no significant updates since we have not had any new votes being counted. This county, San Joaquin County, still going heavily towards Joe Biden and Kamala Harris at 62% of the votes. If we scroll on down to Congressional District 9, again, Jerry McNerney is in the lead. For District 10, Josh Harder, again in the lead, both in the 60 percentages there, 63%, pretty close. For Senate District 5, Susan Talamonte Segman still in the lead as well, 62.76% of the votes. As for Assembly District 9, a little bit closer in that race, with 52.7% of the votes going to Jim Cooper and 47.22% going to Eric Rigard. For Assembly District 12, close race, relatively close, about 10 points away from each other, with 54.09% of the votes going to Heath Flora and 45.91% going to Paul Akinjo. For Assembly District 13, as you can see, Kathy Miller still has the lead, around 53.92%, with Carlos Villapudua trailing at 46.08%. For Board of Education, Trustee Area Number 3, Douglas Vigil, still in the lead as no significant updates have happened. Delta College Community College District Board members, all these different trustee areas, all the same since our last update, with Elizabeth Blanchard in the lead, Kathy Garcia, the incumbent for that race, in the lead, and with Teresa Brown in the lead as well for Area 6. For Stockton Unified School District Board, Area Number 1, Cecilia Mendez still in the lead on that. Valentino Silva in the lead for Area 3. For Area 4 is going so far to Ray Zulueta Jr. at 38.69% of the vote so far. As for Lincoln Unified, so far, Ashley Jones looks like she's in the top position for Area 2 with 80.32% of the vote, so a pretty commanding lead even though we're this early on in the race. For Area 4, Sandra Chan leading with 58.92%. For San Joaquin County Supervisor District 5, Rhodesia Ransom at 54.11% of the vote, so still leading in that. And again, this neck-and-neck race that we're really going to be watching all evening that really will be interesting to watch given that it's so close now. 50.5% of the vote for City of Stockton Mayor going to Kevin Lincoln, and the incumbent Mayor Michael Tubbs taking 49.50% of those votes at this early hour. For City Council District 6, on the other hand, Kimberly Wormsley is in the lead with 70% of the votes in that. Escalon, as you can see there, the Fire Protection District Board, Mark Paulson in the lead for that. Measure X, so far, San Joaquin County voters have voted mainly in favor of that, with 66.89% of people voting in favor of that measure. And again, we will keep a close eye on all these results for you throughout the evening and give you updates on social media. We'll also be on the air every single hour as the Registrar of Voters Office puts out these numbers. The Registrar of Voters Office will begin releasing, according to their schedule, they'll begin releasing people who voted in person at polling locations today. Those results will be coming around 10 o'clock in our next update, which is when we'll be live again. I also want to mention, too, earlier today we saw incumbent Mayor Michael Tubbs vote, and we also saw Kevin Lincoln, his opponent, voting. I'll show these photos to you now. This is tweeted by Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs earlier today. You can see at the front steps of City Hall with him and his wife and his young child there getting ready to drop off his ballot. What is interesting is that both candidates for mayor actually filled out their ballots and dropped them off. As you can see, Tubbs has his ballot in hand there, getting ready to drop it off. Lincoln did the same thing. Today, though, Tubbs went to the drive-through drop-off area right in front of City Hall. We saw a lot of people actually trailing through that throughout the day as well as some activity at all of our local drop-off boxes. In a moment, though, you'll see Kevin Lincoln. He voted last Tuesday. He dropped off his ballot at the Stockton Ace Hardware. You can see him right there. He posted this video on Facebook shortly after, just on last Tuesday. So yeah, both of them voting by mail, but by dropping off their ballot in person. Definitely an interesting note there. And before we leave you for this update, I want to put those results on the screen again. So no updates since our last live shot at 8:30. the Registrar of Voters office, saying that what we are currently showing you, this 35.7% of votes is counting now, both vote by mail ballots and in-person voting from Monday through Friday in San Joaquin County. And again, to run through this again, Joe Biden having the lead in the presidential race for San Joaquin County. Jerry McNerney in the lead for Congressional District 9, District 10 so far. Josh Harder in the lead. Susan Eggman also in the lead for Senate District 5. Assembly District 9, Jim Cooper in the lead. Heath Flora in Assembly District 12. Kathy Miller for Assembly District 13, currently in the lead. County Board of Education. Douglas Vigil. Elizabeth Blanchard for Delta College Area Trustee Area 2 for Delta College Trustee Area 5. So far, Kathy Garcia is in the lead. And for Delta College Trustee Area 6, Teresa Brown in the lead so far. Moving on to Stockton Unified School Board, though, as you can see, incumbent Cecilia Mendez still having the lead there, 68% of the votes. Valentino Silva in Area 3 coming in first. As for Area 4, in first place is Ruzuleta Jr. For Lincoln Unified School Board, 80.32% of the votes so far going to Ashley Jones, so a pretty commanding lead early on here. Sandra Chan for Area 4 in the lead on that race. San Joaquin County Supervisor District 5, Rebecia Ransom, 54.11% of the votes, so in the lead, beating Robert Rickman, the current mayor of Tracy. And again, Stockton Mayor neck to neck right now, 50.50% of the votes going to Kevin Lincoln and 49.50% going to incumbent Mayor Michael Tubbs. They're only separated by a couple hundred, as you can see here. Now, for the City of Stockton City Council District 6, Kimberly Wormsley is in the lead on that one with 70.52% of the votes. And we're going to skip to Measure X here for San Joaquin County. Measure X, attacks on marijuana grows in unincorporated San Joaquin County. Currently looks like it is being passed by voters, or at least those voters voting mainly in favor of that based on these election results so far. And as I mentioned, we'll have more results coming in around 10 p.m. That's when we're expecting some people who actually voted in person today. Those are results what could be coming in around that time. So far, though, 35.7% voter turnout. That's including vote-by-mail ballots and people who voted between Monday and Friday in San Joaquin County. Thank you for joining us here. We'll be back again in just a few moments.